Hello my creative friend, Olga Soby here, and welcome to new fluid acrylic painting tutorial. Today I want to create a new painting with a round negative space effect. I've done a few paintings like this and I really love the outcome, so I want to expand on this style or look. And I got my hoops ready, and today I even got a small one to use. For my composition I want to go for a little different layout, and for the colors I want to go for gradient from orange, orangey gold, all the way to dark deep violet. Let's see how it turns out, so let's get started. Resilience is a secret message today, and for the layout of my rings I want to keep the small one right in the middle. I want to have the second one somewhere like this and one like this. But knowing myself, if I position this large ring here, I will 100% knock it off during the workflow, during the whole pouring process. So I'm gonna flip the painting like this, but I do want to keep this sort of a vertical layout for my pour. So let's see if I'm gonna manage to keep this movement while the painting is like this. So those are my embroidery hoops, and I will include link in the description for you guys. So I'm using some cups as little stands. This part of the hoop to be flat on the canvas. And for the canvas, by the way, this is a 16 by 20. So I decided to move the smaller ring just a notch higher. I want this distance to be sort of the same, so it's not right in the center of canvas, but I think this is more important. Let's set in those colors. So for the negative space part, I want to use violet. So just pouring some right in here. And as you can tell, I have previously painted my sides with violet. So there's a better coverage on the sides. And a little bit right here. Okay, these parts, my round negative space, are done, so now I'm gonna add the colors of my positive space. So the plan is to have gradient. I want to go from orange, and on top of which I'm gonna add gold, through red, red violet, into the violet. So I'm gonna pour these colors. I also have prepared some gold and other iridescent colors that I'm gonna add later and use them as accents. So that was a mix. You can actually see it's freshly mixed because there is a ton of air bubbles. I just mixed some azo yellow and some cadmium orange to get this color. I wanted to have orangey background for my gold, but not super strong orange. Some carmine red. Such a beautiful rich color. Next one here is a red violet. Okay, and now I have prepared quite a few colors that I'm just gonna add on top. So this is Oriental Violet, just a little lighter kind of violet. I want to have it closer to my negative space. To have even, oops, shoot! Got some of it inside of my hoop. I wanted to use it to create even smoother transition. Let's remove this part right away. Just using a regular empty syringe for that. It's gonna remove like 95% of what I need. Maybe some little bit remain, but that's okay. Okay, so violet is done. This one here is iridescent red-blue. This is vermilion orange, so see, this one is sort of in between my orangey yellow and carmine. Will help get a little more smooth transition. Some gold. I'm gonna have a pretty generous amount of it in the center. And here I want gold to travel into these colors, and here I want gold to travel into these colors. Plenty of gold. I hope it's not too much. Finally, I want to have some white. I'm gonna add it mostly around my lighter section because I do want to have this transition into dark. So I'm not gonna add any white into my red violet. It would still get from blowing. Some of that white will travel. Okay, I think this is plenty. As you can see, I didn't add any color towards the edges because I'm gonna be blowing from the center out and the colors will travel there anyway. Let's blow it out. So I think I'll go around up and then move here and there. So everything is looking really beautiful right now, except for this section. I kind of hesitated for a moment whether to blow it towards this end and this or this end, and I don't know, it just ended up going nowhere and sort of getting stuck here, and I don't really like that. You know what else would be nice? If I had a little bit of that violet in some of the sections here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove my rings, turn it so I can see it better with the original idea, and then we'll adjust it. So let's start with the big one. I like to turn it to get the colors flowing and moving, and then removing. For the final one, prepare the toothpick to pop the paint film. Oh, this is beautiful. You know, immediately there are a few things that I really like and a few things that I do not really like. So I like that I have less gold here, and it sort of goes this way, you know, towards the lighter part up. Don't like this part, this corner. I feel like it would be nice to have just a little splash of violet here. I wanted to have a little less gold there and it didn't really work. But I do like this violet here. Okay, this is a little better now. Just that corner, even though there was some very pretty lace in there, it was kind of overwhelming. Back to this section. It just keeps bothering me, you know? I'm gonna try positioning my hoop back and blow around it again. Oh, put too far. Okay. Because I want more of the violet that's hugging around and wrapping around the negative space. No, I probably should, because I feel like if I don't put it back, I will disturb this area and it will break the form. This is more like what I was initially planning on, for sure. Need to work on this a little more now. But other than that, I think it's a step in the right direction. And one more time, spin and lift. I actually even like it better now because it kind of gave more design inside. Okay, I want to play around with finger swipe and hopefully we'll make it work. I don't like this. Ugh. How do I Control Z? What I just did. Ah, okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. Guess I'm just gonna keep on going and just hope for the best. Well, you know what? I'm not digging it. There is something about it. There are quite a few nice details here, but it's not really me. So there is a lot of paint on the canvas right now. I definitely don't want to waste it, and all these colors are very beautiful. So I think I'm just gonna add some white, maybe some red here. I'm just gonna blow it off. I'm not gonna keep any round negative space, and let's just see what happens. Guys, keep your fingers crossed. Please work. I'm digging it a lot more now. It's more like a blend of colors. I really like how violet blended into here and then violet again. It's very nice. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Okay, that yellow started, the orangey yellow started blending in into violet, giving me some mud. I don't like that section, but I kind of like this movement. You know what? I think I just need to scrape this part and keep it sort of movement from the center out. Well, I think it's definitely more balanced and more interesting now. Even though it's way more chaotic than I planned with my round negative space. Okay, the center is a little too plain, but definitely makes beautiful striking focal point because it's the most contrasting area of the flow. I actually want to swipe with gold again. I had very similar situation with one of my paintings. I had this awesome idea that I wanted to try, and it was not very exciting at the end, so I ended up blowing over and over, and it actually turned out into one of the most beautiful paintings of mine, my personal top 5 for sure. So I don't know if this one is gonna make it to my top 5, but you know me, I don't give up. Don't worry, these lines will not be left abandoned like this. Well, you know what? I think it is really cool now. I like that it has this expanding movement and there's still some negative space. I don't really like a couple parts, like I don't really like this section right here. You know what? I'm gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna try to scoop it out, and if I still can't make it work, I will do it once it's dry. Sometimes some sections are just too stubborn for me. And the paint already started to dry a little bit because I've been manipulating it for a little while. I don't think it got a lot better. What's happening? Oh my gosh. Let's extend this line. Even though I do like the overall layout and composition. So I'm just gonna let it dry. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let it dry and see what can I do about this center. So see you in a moment. Well, hello again. We're back with a dry painting and I am fully determined to make it work. So it actually dried really well, and there are things that I do like and things that I don't like about this piece. So I really like the overall shape of the blowout. You know, from the center out, it actually worked super beautiful. I also really like the iridescent red-violet. I'm going to show you against the light. The way that it sort of blends into my negative space is absolutely fantastic. So what I don't like is my center. This section, I've been just torturing it, and it's time to do something about it. So I think I want to focus on my violet part. I want to make it less solid and less transparent. So I want to add some more cells and color in here. And for my white part, I think it creates nice contrast, like it sort of shapes it up. So I do want to keep some of that white, but it's just too much of it. So I want to bring some of it down. I'll just guide you as I go, but I want to focus on this part first. And yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna work on, I definitely don't need to add a lot of colors. It was the same violet as I used at the base. This painting definitely is gonna have a story to tell. Quite a process. I want to have a little bit, like a little bit of iridescent color, because I really like the way that it works with my violet. Maybe a drop of gold here, here. Work on the section, then I'm gonna blend this into the rest of the painting. See that I have splashed a little bit of white here, and I don't want to keep that. So right away, just spray some water on paper towel and wiping it off. Okay, this is definitely start looking more interesting now. I don't know if you can see, but there is some nice cell action here, and 2 shades of violet give it more dimension. So now I'm just gonna work on some of those parts and try to make them blend seamlessly into the rest of the piece. Yeah, so this section I actually want to make violet, just to narrow down some of my white here. I do feel like I want to bring this even more here. What do you think? And maybe we can do it with the color. Okay, I think this is looking really cool. Definitely a lot more to my taste. The core and just the overall you know, the structure of my focal point, even though usually I don't place it right in the center. For this particular blowout composition, it works very well. So now I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll decide if I wanna add anything else and build on top, or this is it. So see you in a moment. So now we're talking. This is so much better now. I definitely love my outcome. And because I had so many changes in the process, I ended up having a lot of runoffs for the paint. And I ended up making one more little painting with those runoffs. I will share my process with you on Wednesday. It's gonna be next video, so please stay tuned for that. And with this one, oh my god, what a stunning purple flame it turned out to be. But the secret message for this painting, if you remember, it was resilience. And oh boy, did it test my resilience. I had to change and adapt and modify. And this is something that I really appreciate about this piece. It wasn't just straight journey from A to Z. It was really evolving as I was working on it. And sometimes you just have to trust your talent, enjoy the process and let go and just go with the flow. And honestly, I can't be happy with this piece because it has such a beautiful, strong energy, but very dreamy core. You can see I have fantasized with it a little bit. I added some swirls and different forms and shapes, and this is a little different from what I usually do for my touch-up. And I really like it. There's something very delicate and feminine about it, and it really works well with the contrast of such a power in this movement. I also think it was really a good idea to bring this border down, because now that I have less of this white section, it shapes this dark one. It makes it a stronger focal point, but it doesn't take away from it. It doesn't steal this attention. And I also like to have more narrow part here, and it flows out and really expands towards the diagonal. And as you know, this is my favorite way of composition. Another thing that I like is how iridescent color work on this violet base, which by the way dried almost black, but if you look against the light, you can see the shimmer. It adds dimension, it adds just something special to it. So if you haven't tried using iridescent colors, I highly recommend that you do. Please let me know what you think about the outcome. By the way, this beauty, this transformational beauty is available for purchase on my website. Check it out. I'll chat with you in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, create with passion, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.